and good evening.
It's morning
Hi.
for us, but good evening by the
Shh,
time you see this.
shh, nobody knows.
We told them.
Shh.
Not the ones who are coming this week.
This is
Good
our
afternoon.
this is our time warp episode.
Let's
For
do the
us,
time warp.
for us, it's Saturday morning. For you, it'll be Sunday evening. The magic of technology,
It's magical.
technological.
Fantastical.
You know, every night when you go to sleep, you close your eyes and then you wake it up. You open your eyes and it's morning. It's like time travel.
Yeah. It's crazy.
I know.
Just in an instant. Like 6, 8 hours gone.
I know. It's like amazing.
And if you don't have dreams, it's even more instant.
Yeah. Which makes you feel like you didn't get any sleep.
Yeah.
I actually feel like I got better sleep if I wake up a lot during the night. Like, even if it's like to go to the bathroom or something or whatever. Like, sometimes I feel like it makes the night seem longer, which makes me feel more rested. I don't know if that makes sense.
I get I feel like my sleep is more like fulfilling if it's a shorter amount, but I wake up naturally. Like if I were to
Well,
go to
yeah.
sleep at like 10 and I naturally wake up at 12 or like 1 or 2 or something, like I have a lot of energy. Like I feel awake.
Yeah. There's studies that show that. My problem is if I wake up naturally, I won't actually get out of
Yeah, no, really, I wake up at 2 in the morning and I'm like, man, I got work in 5 hours. I go back to sleep and then I wake up and I'm like crying.
Yeah, like if it's like a Saturday or something and I don't have to work, like I'll wake up and I'm like, all right, I'm awake, but I don't want to get out of bed.
That is too comfy.
And then I just lay in bed till my back hurts.
I lay in bed until my cat yells at me.
Well, I've got a wife for that.
My cat doesn't ever yell at me.
Hi, Sean. How are you?
I'm fine.
Good.
I'm fine.
Fine.
I'm fine.
Fine.
I'm fine.
You're a fine young man. You're a fine young cannibal.
Cannibal?
I'm cannibal?
The old group from the 80s.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I couldn't tell you one of their songs off the top of my head. They had a couple songs I liked. Yeah, so we've got a show for you today, whatever. This week, we got a bunch of things to talk about. Uh, we got Israel has declared war after being attacked. We've got some man on the street interviews. Got the founder of Abercrombie and Fitch, I think it was the founder, accused of sexual misconduct. We've got another war on the Emu War, which is an old clip, but from
It's Australia.
Australia. The Australian War on the Emus.
You'll never guess who won.
Big Mac Index, which is kind of like a computer commuter 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 consumer price index kind of thing.
To
Basically,
measure inflation.
yeah, basically the price of the Big Mac over the years, and then ammonia. Yeah, I said that right. Truck, uh, I guess spill in Illinois.
Mhm.
So yeah, how was your week?
It was really good. We had customer service week at work this week, so we had a bunch of things. Like on Wednesday, we played bingo. On
Did you win?
no,
Oh.
I got close.
Huh?
One of the days we had they brought a taco truck, and we got tacos for lunch.
Cool.
And like Friday, we got to leave an hour early. We got paid for half an hour.
That's nice. We got nothing for customer appreciation week, whatever it was.
Customer service, whatever.
Each company has their own customer
Which is kind of
service
weird
thing.
because I work on the customer service line. You'd think they would have done something for that.
Well, keep in mind, each company has its own separate week for it. So,
No, it's
No,
a national week.
it's customer service week.
I saw a poster at work. There was something at work on the screen. One of the screens had a customer service thing come
Yeah,
up.
they just said thank you.
Probably.
Thank you. Keep working.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah. Other than that, pretty boring week at work. This work. I'll be leaving right after we're done recording this. I'll be leaving for Cleveland for 3 days.
I'm sorry.
No idea what I'm going to do in Cleveland for 3 days.
Nothing.
I believe in you.
We did. There's the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. There's a submarine, but we think the tours are closed for the season. Well, they're open on Saturdays, but we won't be there till Saturday night. So
You could set the
we can look
river
at.
on fire.
We'll be able to look at the submarine from the outside.
You can set the river on fire.
We're not going to be near a river. We're near the lake.
You can set the lake on fire.
I don't think so. It's a great lake.
Is it really that great?
It's in the name.
Which lake is it?
I don't know. The one between Detroit and Cleveland.
That's like the worst place to be in between Detroit and Cleveland.
It's not. Well, the lake is. We'll be in Cleveland. The lake is between.
I know, but that's just the worst. That's like the worst place you could be. It's like in between a rock and a hard place, except you're in between Detroit and Cleveland.
What lake is that? Give
Zoom
me a
out.
name. Why can't I?
We're doing some geographical investigating.
Erie. Lake Erie.
That's pretty eerie.
Yes. I probably would have guessed that. It's one of the few I know. Wait,
Erie, Superior.
Huron? Is there a Huron or
I don't know. There's Michigan, I think.
Lake Michigan?
Isn't there a Lake Michigan?
There's a state Michigan.
I know there's a state. I think there's a Lake Michigan. I know Erie, Superior. I know Erie and Superior. What other are there?
Let's see.
Michigan,
Michigan, Huron,
Huron.
Erie, and Ontario.
Ontario.
Oh, I just thought of another video I have to add to our list.
Oh no.
Talk about something. So, what are your plans while I'm doing that?
My plans is to just chill out at home. What?
You were having computer problems this week. Did they
yeah.
get fixed?
They did get fixed.
Okay, good. I never heard back from you.
Yes,
so.
Yeah.
I had to show him how to install Windows the easy way because I don't know what he was doing, but he was reformatting hard drives all over the place, and it made no sense to me.
Don't worry about it. It's fine.
So I had to show him how to take a USB stick and put the Windows installer on it, and then it works.
I couldn't tell you. I haven't installed Windows in probably 20 years.
Well, you mostly use laptops.
True.
But like for our PCs, if we get a new hard drive and we use it as our primary hard drive, we have to reinstall Windows on it. And the easiest way to do that is on the Microsoft website. You can download the Windows Media Creation tool, which will download 8 gigabytes worth of Windows onto a USB stick or a disk. And then you can boot off of that USB stick, and then you can tell it, I want you to install Windows onto this hard drive.
Very cool. I just buy a laptop, open it up, and it's got Windows.
Fair enough.
If I ever had to reinstall Windows on my laptop, I would just go buy another laptop.
If you have to reinstall Windows on your laptop, something happens.
Well,
something wrong.
Something wrong happened to his computer.
Well, yeah, but that can
Yeah.
also happen when you just buy a new hard drive. But if like your laptop, nothing should ever mess with that.
Yes.
I should.
All right. So this one I just added, I'm gonna play first. And this is just this falls under the last week when we were just playing old clips. They're fun. This is let's see. All right. So this is I believe this guy's like a local council person type deal.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure where, but
You're gonna
no,
switch.
he's in Alabama, but I'm not sure what town.
Did you switch?
Yeah, what's wrong with the beer we got? I mean, the beer we got drank pretty good, don't it?
Did you switch?
I ain't never heard nobody complain about the beer we have. It drank pretty good. Budweiser. What's the name of some of them other beers? Budweiser and what else? Miller? Coors. It drank pretty good, don't it?
This is a shorter clip than the full version, but he's been, there's some kind of local ordinance they're trying to pass about the beers or whatever like that. So he's talking about the beers, and I don't know if you caught, but he's like, some of the beers we got? Budweiser, and he ran out. He's like, what are some of those other beers? He's like, that's all he had. He's like, I got Budweiser. What else you got?
Coors. It drank pretty good, don't it? Mr. Jackson, who asked you to sponsor this beer? The Frida Hops Foundation. It drank pretty good. Miller? And what else? Budweiser? What's the name of some of them other beers? Budweiser and what else? Miller? Coors. It drank pretty good, don't it? Mr. Jackson, who asked you to sponsor this beer? The Frida Hops Foundation. Yeah, what kind of foundation is that? These are young people from I will use the term from Germany that came in with Mercedes. From Germany?
From Germany.
From
Came in on
Germany.
Mercedes.
I always like that clip. What's some of the butter beers we got? I still use that to this day. If somebody asks me like what's something, I'm like, what's some of them? Nobody ever knows what I'm talking about, but I'm like, what are some of the butter we got?
Coors, that drank pretty good, don't it?
We got Budweiser.
What's some of the other beers we got?
What's some of them cars we got? We got Toyota. That's all I got. What else you got? Yeah. So, yeah, that's just a fun little bit. So, I think we should go into the serious news first, and then we'll get into. We'll do Israel going to war, and then we'll go into the Emu war.
We'll go back and forth on
Back and forth. Seriously.
All right, let's talk about Israel.
Israeli war. I think I'm still in the video.
That's okay.
So,
What's happening here?
yeah, this is the live update. This like literally just happened last night.
Oh.
So Palestine fired, I believe it was like 500 missiles at Israel. Yeah, as you do.
It looks like the Israeli death toll is 40, and the Palestinian death toll is almost 200.
Yeah. So, yeah, Hamas fired thousands of rockets and sent dozens of fighters into Israeli towns near Gaza Strip in an unprecedented surprise early morning attack during a major Jewish holiday. Oh, well, that was nice of them.
Oh yeah.
Israel says it's now at war with Hamas and launched airstrikes in Gaza. The strength, sophistication, and timing of the attack shocked Israelis. Well, yeah, it was a holiday. Palestine, like you just said, Palestinian death tolls now stands at 198.
1,600 wounded.
Thousands of rockets in a surprise attack, and you only killed 40. You only got 40 Israelis. And in their response, they've got 198 so far.
And 1,600 wounded.
Yes.
So they've got like 1,800 casualties.
I'm sure those numbers will change.
Most likely.
Yeah. So there was something here I thought was kind of funny. White House condemns attack, whatever. Russia says it's in contact with all sides and urges a ceasefire.
Russia says this?
Russia, who's currently attacking Ukraine.
Says, hold up, let's not fight. They don't want the spotlight stolen.
What's all the hostility? I can't talk Saturday morning.
What's all the hospitality about?
But then there was also, so Russia says that, and because everything now you need Russia and Ukraine's opinion on stuff. There was a Ukrainian foreign minister says it really has the right to defend itself.
I mean, it
There was
does.
something up above this that said, like, the UN said Israelis should defend themselves.
Yeah,
Yeah, Europe leaders expressed support for Israel.
Well, yeah. And I'm sure we'll be big supporters too. We'll send them billions of dollars.
Haven't they been at war for like the last 1,800 years or whatever?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it's ever
Not
really
enough, though.
declared war or off and on war. Yeah, I don't know what you call it.
They've definitely not been at peace.
No,
No.
they're not at
I don't
peace.
think Israel has ever been at peace.
Well, the whole. I mean, they were that given the country after World War II. I think after
Sounds
Hitler,
right.
right? World War II. Uh, Part of the settlement was they gave Israel their land. I believe that's when they got their land back. But in order to get their land, they had to displace all the Palestinians that were already there.
Yeah. And there's
It's
a bunch of countries that
yeah.
say Israel's not a country.
Yeah, and as far back as the Bible, Israel was fighting with the Middle Eastern people. So it's a mess. Always will be. Always has been. So that's the news. So right now, Israel's declared war against Hamas, which I don't think Hamas is a country. It's just a group of people. So
Sounds like it. Sounds like a group of
I guess you can
Palestinian people.
declare war against like a group. Like I guess
Well, yeah, we had war on
against.
drugs. They can have a war on Hamas.
Well, we have. Well, I was thinking more of like a war against ISIS.
I know. We had a war against Al Qaeda.
Yeah. Who won the war on drugs?
Drugs. Drugs won the war on drugs.
I believe the takeaway from today's show is going to be don't declare war on not people because you will lose. You may lose declaring war on people too, but at least you have a chance.
Statistically, you have a better chance of winning a war
War on
against other
crime?
people. War on crime, yeah, that's crime's
Yeah.
winning.
What are some other wars we got?
What are some of them other wars we got?
Yeah. So, yeah, Israel and Palestine at war. Yay. Or Hamas, not Palestine. Hamas. Why don't they just say Palestine?
And Israel seems to be winning,
Well,
judging by the death tolls.
Israel's got money.
I mean, they seem to be doing a pretty good job of defending themselves. You killed 40 of us. We hurt 1,600 of you and killed 200.
I don't want to sound anti-Semitic, or not even anti-Semitic. Like, what do you call that?
Called what?
Uh, when you say a certain kind of people are always a certain way.
Stereotypical.
Yes, I don't want to sound like a stereotype, but the one headlines Netanyahu, which is the prime minister, I believe, of Israel, and you know what they say about Jewish people and money. So his quote is he wants to exact a huge price from Hamas. And they put it in quotes, like the media is just playing with the stereotype.
Poor choice of words.
Yes.
How do you pronounce his name?
Disavow.
Netanyahu.
Netanyahu.
Net and Yahoo.
Netanyahu. Yeah. There's a singer I like called Netanyahu. I think his name is Netanyahu. Anyway, yeah. So that's pretty much that. Not a whole lot to talk about there because it's still ongoing.
Of
the last update is 14 minutes ago.
When did this start?
I believe it started
7 a.m.
like early. Let's say
Scroll
Scroll
down
all the
there.
way down.
On the left. Scroll down on the left.
6:52.
Yeah, but that's not even the start of it.
Yeah, that's not.
Yeah, the earliest story on this page is 6:52, but it started early. The very top might have said.
It just said early morning attack.
Early morning Saturday. So, and that was at 6:40. So
that's when it was published. So that's when they got this article up.
yes. So Hamas and Israel at war. News at 9. By the time you see this video, there'll be more news, but we won't have it. Yeah. So from that war, we go to a silly war. I've got two videos for this. One is the kind of an explanation, and the other one is a trailer for a movie.
Is it a real movie? I would watch a movie about
Oh, I thought. Emu country.
By 1932, its migrations to the southwest had made it a nuisance to wheat farmers.
Their footprints look like dinosaurs, by the way.
They do. They're terrifying. They're huge.
The series of actions that followed came to be known as the Emu War.
It's a topic that's captured the hearts and minds of internet users all over the globe. How did the Australian Army lose a war to a bunch of flightless birds? While it may seem comical now, the Great Emu War, spanning just over a month in 1932, was serious business. So, how did the conflict start exactly? After World War I, many returned Australian servicemen were given land by the government in the wheatbelt region of Western Australia, with hopes they would start a new life. That didn't quite go to plan. The Great Depression of the early 1930s sent wheat prices plummeting, and farmers expanded their...
Back in those days, though, it was... That's pretty much the answer to everything.
Yeah, but I feel like if that happened in like France or something, a bunch of flightless birds were causing problems.
It's not in this video, but in a longer video that I watched, it was like a 12-minute video, and it kind of went into it a little bit. The farmers were ex-military from the war. I think this was right after World War II, I think, or World War One. So when the farmers discovered they had this problem with the emus, they're ex-military, so they went to the military. They didn't go to like the Department of Agriculture. They went to the Department of Defense because they knew they had connections.
That is hilarious.
Yeah. So that was the reason, really, that it went this way and not like, oh, let's put up better fences or something.
Their crops as they looked to muster a profit. That's when the emus showed up.
Yeah, so this was after war. They set up this land for a bunch of farming, and it was also during a depression, so the price of wheat went way down. So like they were just trying to farm as much as they could to try to make some money.
As many as 20,000 migrating emus found their way onto farms after breeding, in the process destroying fences and valuable grain. Soldiers were deployed with machine guns, but their feathered foes proved elusive. "The emus are more than holding their own," read one report from the Daily News dated November 3rd. Only 20 emus were reportedly killed on the first day of battle, with many more injured. An ambush on November 4th went awry when a machine gun jammed, with just 12 of the 1,000 assembled birds killed. When the army withdrew on November 8 after 6 days of battle, 2,500 rounds of ammunition had been used to kill between 300 and 500 emus. In a second cull, soldiers destroyed thousands of emus before a ceasefire was called on December 10. Now the war is stuff of legend, with stories passed down from generation to generation. Ralph English's father managed a property next to the battleground during the Emu War. Ralph says when in full flight, the birds do serious damage.
Like when they had dry seasons up in the pastoral areas, the emus would just naturally migrate south. And of course, as soon as they come across some wheat or something in paddock, they thought they were in heaven. So they'd...
How's he sitting in his chair without falling out? He's upside down.
Australians have
The
magnitude.
worst part about emus is that it's not what they eat, it's what they flatten. Like they just tramp around out in the crop and knock it all over and play in it and just,
Are you wheezing?
just be a damn nuisance.
In Merredin, 60 kilometres south of Campion, library manager Wendy Porter has trawled through the archives where she's uncovered little-known details about the battle, including two men who reportedly tried to pay their tax with dead emus.
That's actually how I first found out about the Emu Wars, I was just going through the papers. You look at all the ads.
So after the war failed, they basically put a bounty on the emus, like kind of like when they open up hunting season and they allow people to kill more deer than normal because there's a higher deer population.
Yeah.
So they pretty much put a bounty on the emus. You bring in a dead emu, you get money.
That's hilarious.
So yeah, that's why they were trying to pay taxes.
And the court reports and all that. It's interesting because of how they wrote. There was no political correctness, none of this. So it gets very interesting. But I actually saw an article on 2 wheat belt farmers who decided to pay their tax bill or try to pay their tax bill.
We have to go back. What was the little minion sign she had on her desk? Try and act like a normal, happy, and mentally stable person. Okay.
2 wheat belt
Classic
farmers who
Facebook
decided to
minion.
pay their tax bill or try to pay their tax bill with emus. So then you do a search on emus, and then the Emu Wars come out.
She says talk of Western Australia seceding from the rest of the country contributed to the army being called in.
Going through all the reports, it became clear to me that there had to be something else around it, and that's when I started finding the information that WA was talking about seceding. So looking further, and there's reports saying that there was problems in WA, we need to help them.
So, who won the war? It's hard to say. Some say the emus lost the battle but won the war. Others say the farmers lost, having used so much ammunition to kill such few birds. One thing's for sure, Australia greatly underestimated the emus.
I'm pretty sure there were Australian casualties.
No, there wasn't.
There wasn't?
No.
I swear I read somewhere that there were.
No. None of the videos watched said anything about casualties. All right, so the next video is a spoof on a movie trailer, which at first I thought it was like a real movie, but as soon as it started playing, I'm like, oh, this is not real. A budget of about $5.
Okay, so yeah, I already realized it's not real.
Oops. Right there. Yeah. So this is a trailer, which, like I said, when I saw the thumbnail, I thought it was real, but it is.
And then you see this.
It is most obviously not real. Yeah. Like you said, though, if there was an actual Emu War movie, I would totally watch. Like a
Oh, yeah.
documentary?
Oh,
I would
yeah.
totally watch that.
I've seen war. I see war.
And can hang a person.
An evil lurks in these lands.
I'm scared, Mama.
I need a team to go deep into enemy territory.
It's going to be a real cold one tonight, so we're all going to have to kiss for warmth.
You remind me quite a lot of my son, Private.
Is this warming you up?
A little, I guess.
Every human on that battlefield will die.
What?
Cuz I don't think you should be rooting sheep, eh?
They can't stop us rooting if we're dead.
Come on, sheep.
Sign me up. How much are tickets?
It's really a kind of a lame spoof trailer. I feel like they could have spent at least another 15 minutes and made it 10 times better. So anyway, that's the Emu War. Very interesting if you want to watch. There's some longer videos out there. Like I didn't want to play a 12-minute video because that would all we talk about. Uh,
Again, don't declare war on things that aren't people.
yes,
You lose.
things that can't fight back. How's that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can crime
I
fight
don't-
back?
I don't understand. I mean, they say the problem was the emus, like they all gathered together in a mob. They call it a mob.
And they were trampling crops.
And then once you start shooting, they scatter. Like, so it's hard. You can't like follow the mob because they all go in all different directions. Like, all right, but you saw clips of them running. Like their legs are moving a mile a minute, but their bodies are like remarkably steady.
Yeah.
Like you would, maybe not a machine gun. Maybe you just need like a sharpshooter kind of deal.
Yeah, a sharpshooter. Then you could at least, 1-for-1 instead of 12,000 to
I think
500.
their choice of weapon was wrong. Or, okay, if they're all in a mob until you start shooting, grenade, something,
RPG.
yeah, something where you can take out the mob in one shot. Yeah, I don't know what their options were back in the 30s, but I'm sure it wasn't like what we have today.
Well, World War One.
Bunker buster.
World War One was that was machine guns, and was that gas weapons? Or was that two? I don't know. World War One was machine guns, though. That was their big thing.
But that was it. I don't know if you saw a couple of the pictures, and there's also a video, but I didn't see it in this clip. Of there was two guys holding the machine gun. One had it like on his shoulder, and the other guy was like pulling the trigger and loading it in the back. And it's like, did that guy lose his hearing? Those things are loud. It's like sitting on his shoulder.
He
while
probably
he's
lost
firing
it in the war.
Yeah. Anyway, so that's the Emu War. I didn't know if you guys. Evidently, you guys already saw that. So.
We are well versed in the Emu War. Cool. Although to be fair, I got it wrong because I thought there was Australian casualties.
Well, eventually they died of old age.
Yeah. You should be.
So next we'll go into the ammonia truck in Illinois. How about that?
I put this link on there and I don't remember.
It's been a while.
It's been a week.
It's been a week and a half. Week. So this is a truck crash in Illinois. I really don't need to put that up there. I guess it's just a word story. Truck crash in Illinois kills 5 and forces temporary evacuation over ammonia leak.
The tanker truck crash in central Illinois that killed 5 people may have started when another vehicle tried to pass the chemical-laden truck. The tanker truck was carrying caustic anhydrous ammonia when it jackknifed Friday night and hit a utility trailer parked just off the highway. The tank carrying anhydrous ammonia hit the trailer hitch of the other vehicle, which punched a 6-inch hole in the chemical container. Darn.
Chapman said the tanker truck's driver pulled to the right and ran off the road as it traveled west on US 40 in Teutopolis, a small community about 110 miles northeast of St. Louis. It happened in a relatively short period of time. This was a rapid sequence of events. The accident occurred about 8:40 p.m. local time. The crash spilled roughly half the truck's 7,500-gallon load. The rest was drained and moved to a secure location for the National Transportation Safety Board's investigation. Area residents were allowed to return to their homes after being evacuated. Coroner said the 5 dead included 3 from the same family, 1 adult and 2 children under 12. Oh, that's sad. The other 2 were adult motorists from out of state.
5 people were airlifted to hospitals.
Conditions unknown. 500 residents were evacuated. Emergency crews worked overnight after the accident on Friday trying to control the plume from the leak and struggled to get near the crash site. I don't know what ammonia. And here we go. Anhydrous ammonia is used by farmers to add nitrogen fertilizer to the soil and as a refrigerant in the cooling system of large buildings such as warehouses and factories. Okay. It's it's terrible.
It's bad stuff if you are involved in breathing it.
Oh, I wish I had a video of that interview. Especially because it gets in your airways. Well, yeah, you just said you're involved in breathing it.
In your lungs.
And it burns.
Don't breathe ammonia. It's bad for you.
In addition to having a commercial driver's license, the person behind the wheel of a toxic substance tanker must study further and successfully complete a test for a hazardous material endorsement. Yes. Otherwise known as hazmat. Once you get that endorsement, there are no restrictions. Well, there are.
Unless otherwise posted on hauling hazardous materials on a public highway.
Yes.
But you're subject.
You're generally not allowed to go through cities. You have to take the bypass around cities.
But you're subject to higher scrutiny. I would hope so.
Scrutinized. So that's the story there.
You ever transport hazardous materials?
Yes.
Ooh.
Nothing like that though. Like I didn't do tankers, so it was mostly like it would be like pallets of stuff. Nothing like stupid stuff like bleach or something like that.
Ah. And you couldn't carry that through cities?
Nope.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's kind of funny.
Did you know this is one of the things we learn in hazmat training, one of the most hazardous materials to transport is, if it spills, is milk.
Really?
Yes, because if a milk tanker spills and milk gets into the water, like you can't drink the water.
Oh.
Because it's I don't know why. It's because I think it's like the bacteria and stuff in the milk. It's like it like ruins the water for a while.
Wow. That's it. That's crazy.
There's really no way to clean it up. You just pretty much it soaks into the ground, into the water, into the drinking water.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Never would have thought the most hazardous thing to transport was milk.
Well, not the most hazardous. Yeah, but
one of them.
It's surprisingly hazardous. So that's that one.
Let's talk about the Big Mac Index.
All right, we'll talk about the Big Mac Index. I've got two links here. One is about comparing the Big Mac Index is not necessarily there to track inflation. They use it as a guide of kind of like the foreign exchange market for money. They use it like that. Like they compare a Big Mac in different countries, and they say, okay, like a Big Mac in America is like $5.50 something. A Big Mac in this country is like $3 something. So like their money is worth. They do value of the money based on the price of a Big Mac in a country.
I have also seen it in terms of like at this period of time, an hour of work will buy this many Big Macs.
Yes, yeah, they do that too. So that's the whole reason it was started was kind of comparing different countries' Big Macs to see where their monetary value was at, and like you said, how much you have to work to get a Big Mac. So this article here from Forbes is talking about using it as tracking the historical values as compared with the consumer price index, which is the inflation recorded. What do you call it? The way they track inflation.
So this is saying that according to the Big Mac Index, the CPI is not showing enough inflation.
Yes. And the top part of the article I really don't care about. There's the bottom part where it gets into the. Okay. So the Big Mac Index was started in 1986 by The Economist. Its intention was to show in a humorous way the relative value of foreign currencies. Since then, the BMI has found its way into economic textbooks and academic studies. In 2013, I wrote Big Mac Index shows CPI underreports inflation, in which I used the Big Mac index to show that since 1996, the price of a Big Mac has risen higher than the official measure of inflation, the Consumer Price Index. Now, nearly a decade later, I decided to see if McDonald's famous burger was still appreciating faster than the CPI. In 1996, the cost of a Big Mac was $2.36. In June 2012, the cost of a Big Mac was $4.33. With the latest data in December 2021, the cost of a Big Mac was $5.81. It's actually gone down a little bit since then. This $3.45 increase in the cost of a Big Mac is the effect of inflation over the past 25 years. Put another way, if you could have purchased a Big Mac every week of the year of 1996, that'd be 52 Big Macs. In June of 2012, you'd only be able to afford 28 Big Macs, and in 2021 you can only afford 21 Big Macs. So here you see the Big Mac index went up 3.5%, whereas the government said inflation was only 2.3%. So basically, they like 50% under reporting because it's really short by about 1.2%.
Cool stuff.
Yeah, surprised the government's lying to you.
What?
Yeah. So then there's also a chart I found. It kind of illustrates it. So here's the chart. So you got the blue line is the consumer price index, and this is going back to 1990, I believe.
Yep.
And then you got the Big Mac index. So I see it like the last couple of years it's actually going down a little bit. But yeah, you see for a while it was kind of even. Like the CPI is pretty steady.
Yeah.
The Big Mac kind of takes little jumps and then like since what is that 2000?
2010.
2010. Since 2010, there's been a huge divergence.
Big Mac has gotten very expensive in the last 10 years.
Yeah. I was actually kind of amazed that it was that cheap back in the 90s. Like, oh,
$2.36.
that sounds about right. You don't think about it though.
The Big Mac price has increased by 3.12% a year since 1990.
Yes. Whereas inflation's only been 2.18.
That's a 43% difference somehow.
Yes, it is. I just thought that was interesting. Another example of the government lying to you.
I could buy 2 Big Macs for an hour of work. I don't think I could get the third.
I think I can get 4. Well, before taxes.
Oh, yeah. How much is a Big Mac right now?
I need to look up, maybe for next week, how much of our money we actually get to spend. I heard someone talking about it, and it's like you get taxed on your paycheck.
And then you get taxed on buying things.
Yeah. And your company matches the taxes you pay. Your company pays the same amount of taxes that you pay, so you don't even see that part. Like if you pay whatever you pay in your federal tax, like your company pays the same amount. So that's like built into your salary, but you don't see that. The company does. And then so then you get taxed there, and then you get taxed when you spend the money, and then you get taxed. What are some of those taxes? What are some of those other taxes you get?
We got property tax.
Yeah, property tax, and all kinds of stuff. Anyway, like basically the registration on your car is a tax.
Yeah.
I mean, here in Indiana, it's actually a tax. That's when you buy a car, you don't pay sales tax. Your registration is your tax. It's based on value. New Jersey wasn't like that. It was like cars are a certain amount, trucks are a certain amount. It didn't matter how much the car was worth. But Indiana, it's value based, so it's basically it is the tax.
Interesting. Yes. I actually did not know that, and I work with registrations.
Yeah, some states is just a flat, cars are this, trucks are this, semis are this, but Indiana is based on value. So, yeah, when you go buy a car from a dealer or from a person, you don't pay a sales tax on that. But your registration is based on the value of the car. So basically, every year you're paying a tax on the car.
That makes a lot of sense now.
Yeah, Sean just bought a car. He could vouch for that.
I didn't know about that part though.
You didn't look
If you
hard
look
enough.
if you actually look at the paperwork you signed, you didn't pay a sales tax on your car.
I believe it.
Shouldn't sign things without reading.
But your registration, well, you didn't have to pay the registration the first time. I think the dealership took care of it for the first 2 years. I think it's 2 years. But once your registration comes due, it's going to be pretty high.
Yeah, it's a brand new car.
Yeah, look, be excited for that.
Got that. So you got that to look forward to. Yeah, wait till mommy gets her new car. All right.
Right.
So let's look at let's go to the man on the street interviews.
All right.
Because that's kind of a cute, funny little one. And then we'll do the Abercrombie and Fitch. I think I'm still in video.
Nope.
No, I'm not. So this is just a compilation of news interviewing people on the street kind of deal, which I always find. I always get a kick out of these. Thought you might like that first one. There's some good ones.
I like turtles.
Oh, you know this one then.
I'm gonna know a lot of these.
Yeah.
Probably.
Some of these are pretty quick, so might stop each one, might not. I don't know.
Back here live at the Waterfront Village with my friend the zombie, Jonathan. You're looking good. Jonathan just got an awesome face paint job. What do you think?
I like turtles.
All right.
I like turtles. I don't think he looks like a zombie. He looks like something else. I don't know what.
Maybe it would look better in person. The camera seems to have a weird.
Right, you're great zombie. And good times here at the Waterfront Village.
What did you think about the ride?
Have you seen this one?
I don't know.
It was great. And apparently, I've never been on live television before, but apparently sometimes I don't watch the news because
For a second there, I thought I was going to say I don't watch this shit.
That would have been really funny.
It would have been really funny.
I'm a kid, and apparently Grandpa just gives me the remote after we watch the Powerball.
He has the newscaster announce I have to rewatch the Powerball. like he talks like a newscaster. Like apparently I don't watch the news. When Grandpa gives me the remote after we watch the Powerball.
Powerball. Tell me about the ride. What did you think about the ride?
Well, it was great.
Why?
Because apparently you're spinning around.
And he loves the word apparently.
Apparently you're spinning around.
Apparently every time you get dizzy, that's all you do is get dizzy.
What?
Yeah. And I've never ever been on live television. I never ever be on live television.
Are you excited?
Yeah, and apparently I already went down the super slide. When I went down the one, I was scared half to death.
I believe this kid has a future in broadcasting.
I believe he's got a future.
He's going places.
I just freak out.
Her screaming.
Have you seen this one?
I don't think so.
I've seen this one. I don't remember what the story was though. I believe this is one of the I remember now. Is one of those cases where like someone in the neighborhood was arrested for something. I think it was like he had like someone held hostage in his house, like abducted somebody and had him in their house for like a long time. Like, and then so this guy's talking about the guy that is like a neighbor to the guy who they caught.
Screaming. I meet my McDonald's. I come outside. I see this girl going nuts trying to get out of a house. So
Yeah, so like the girl was being held, and she escaped from the house.
I go on the porch. I go on the porch, and she says, "Help me get out. I've been in here a long time." And like I say, my neighbor, you got some big testicles to pull this off, bro. Because we see this dude every day. I mean, every day.
How long have you lived here?
I've been here a year.
Okay.
You son coming from?
Right.
I barbecue with this dude. We eat ribs and whatnot, and listen to salsa music. You son coming from?
Yeah. And you had no indication that there was anything going on?
Salsa music. He doesn't look like a salsa music connoisseur. The ribs I see.
Oh yeah.
I'm not seeing salsa music.
Bro, not a clue.
What was the reaction on the girls' faces? I can't imagine to see the sunlight, to be around people.
I knew something was wrong when a little pretty white girl ran into a black man's arms. Something is wrong here.
This pretty white girl ran into a black man's arms. Something's wrong here.
Giveaway. Dead giveaway.
Charles, thank you very much.
Dead giveaway.
Thank you very much for your time. And
either she homeless or she got problems. That's the only reason why she run to a black man.
Charles, thank you for being there.
Man, them jokers was big, size of a quarter doggone.
Many said it sounded
Size
like
of a
nothing
quarter.
they've ever heard before.
He said, kapooyah, kapooyah. And your boy right here just came in. I looked at opened my door, and I looked out my door and started hitting me in my head. I took out running, ran to my restroom, and then I called my mama to see was she all right.
Folks were told to stay off roadways unless absolutely, positively necessary. But they still came out to places like the Circle K gas station.
I want a donut.
I didn't make anybody stay here until 7 a.m. or 11 or whenever it is everybody finally left. I didn't make this kid pass out on my floor. I wanted to be here. That was their decision.
Oh, bro, it's just like, dude, you get the best barrels ever, dude. Just like you pull in and you just get spit right out of them. And you just drop in and just smack the lip. Whoop-ah! Drop down, snap, ah! And then after that, you just drop in, you just ride the barrel and get pitted. So pitted like that.
What?
I'm pretty sure I went to school with that guy. I had him over my house for a party.
I'm pretty sure if I ever saw this man, I would walk away quickly.
There was a couple of, well, I mean, I grew up near the ocean, so we had surfers, and yeah.
I didn't make this kid pass out on my floor.
That was their decision.
Surveillance tape is catching a routine morning at this gas station on Bannister until chaos erupts.
I was putting one more tap of coffee in my coffee cup, and out of the corner of my eyes, I saw two guys come in, one with a black hoodie and one with a white hoodie. And the guy with the black hoodie said, "We want your money, everybody up front and down." And I'm like, oh, why do I need coffee now? The guy in the black starts coming down, and I'm like, don't look, don't look, don't look. So I'm putting my hair down, you know, and he comes right to me and he goes, "Get down now." And I go, "Yes, sir." And I just dropped to my knees. Then I heard, boom, boom, boom. And I'm like, oh my God. So I back farther and farther away. And I think maybe I should faint, but I don't. And so then I'm thinking, count to 2,000.
I think maybe I should faint, but I don't. You don't think you should faint. You either faint or you don't.
Yeah, I think I'll faint.
Again, so I did, and then I go, "Mi amigos, mi amigos." Nobody said nothing. I'm like, oh my God, they're dead.
Can I ask you, if you won all the money, what would you do with it?
Bunch of hookers and cocaine.
Oh, okay, that's not good. But we were hoping for a different answer. That's probably not the answer that we're looking for.
I just kept hearing it. I'm ducking and everything. Died in the house. I got scared. I dropped my hot pocket.
Did you really snatch an 86-year-old
Man dropped his hot pocket.
My hot pocket.
My hot pocket.
woman's purse?
She wants to hurt me. And the bitch don't even know me.
At 86 years old, Bernice Starnes is full of spunk. She's traveled the world, seen a lot, but never anything like this.
I hope that they beat her. Some of the women in prison beat her every day for as long as she's in there.
Some people might say that's hard. Today, Floss's family is going to be coming out here to throw you a big birthday party. Are you excited for your party?
Not one bit.
Knows all too well how it feels to have his home broken broken into.
Yeah, and see, that's what the problem was. Because I heard them first. I said, hold on. I said, hold up. Wait a minute. Something ain't right. Because then I start to taste them. I say, and then I start to smell them. So it's like a smell that tastes like other. So I knew something was wrong. I knew something special about it. You know? So
what did you do when you heard the intruder?
I ran upstairs. I had to run. And I had to do what that little girl, what's that little girl in the Holocaust? She had a, Anne Hathaway, Frank and Beverly. Anne Frank, that's a...
Anne Hathaway, Frankenberry. Anne Frank.
This man is hamming it up.
Oh, he's putting on a show.
Oh, he's hamming it up.
He's putting on a show. I would see him doing a comedy show.
I would go.
Hiding bitch, ain't it? I had to get up the stairs. So he had so much rhythm. When he was walking up the stairs, he said, doom, doom, doom. Bitch, I started to almost beatbox up in the closet. Boom, 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 boom. But I couldn't do it yet because I couldn't die. I got court tomorrow. So
He's got priorities. He can't die. He's got court tomorrow.
Yeah. He's an upstanding citizen.
That's all that is.
And then the 4th of July. Here's an actual customer out here. What's the best kind of firework to buy?
Wouldn't you like to know, weather boy?
Kid's sketchy. Back to you guys.
what is it like seeing this right now?
Shit, you tell me.
Gotta pay attention. Get off your cell phones. Pay attention.
All right, Dennis, thank you very much for joining us.
It's a pretty tough way to walk a dog, isn't it? Oh yeah, for sure. Very inconvenient for anybody. It's got to be done though, right? Yeah, it does. I don't want to pee all over the house. I got to clean it up.
He's got to walk the dog. Because if he pees in the house, he's going to wash it up. I'm pretty sure the pee is the least of your worries in your house right now.
How?
Unless he lives on a hill.
And what's with the audio? It sounds like they're in a room.
This person's probably recording it from
the TV
across the living room.
You have something to say. I can see you're chomping at the bit there, young man. What's on your mind?
I was wondering how. I didn't really see you on TV that much. So
You didn't see me on TV that much?
Nope.
They probably had that Rod Hill guy on more than me. Did you notice that?
Yeah. The Lester Holt.
Lester Holt? Was Lester Holt a part of this morning's coverage?
I usually see him more on the news than you.
Question is, how do democracies respond to those scandals?
And what will it mean for the wider region? I think one of your children has just walked in. I mean, shifting sands in the region. Do you think relations with the North may change?
I would be surprised if they do.
Did she just come in the room like Bugs Bunny?
Yes. She came in ready for action.
Like Yosemite Sam. No, darn kids! Get back here.
My apologies.
She's ducking.
Oh, he knows
for
too.
The region.
My apologies. North Korea, South Korea's policy choices on North Korea have been severely limited.
All right, so I don't advise this to walk across the middle of the street, but there's nobody coming. Hey, what's going on? You love this stuff. Huh?
I'm loving it.
Where you from?
Pennsylvania recently.
So finally got a little snow.
Yeah.
This is awesome.
I never got to see it when I was locked up earlier this year.
What's your name?
Paul Willis.
So you're out in the fresh air.
Yes, I am.
I love it. How much more do you want? A lot of snow?
Oh, no more.
No more snow. All right. Have you shoveled yet?
No.
Are you going to shovel?
No.
Why not?
Because I don't live in this county. I live in PG.
So we get everything right. Say and spell your first and last name, please.
You let me know when you're ready now.
Yeah, we're ready. Yeah, say and spell your first and last name, please.
But what you want me to start off?
Say and spell your first and last name, please.
What?
Say and spell your first and last name.
Okay. They call me Can Man.
Okay.
All right.
What's your real name?
Ozell Gary.
Okay. Will you spell your first real name?
Huh?
Spell your last name.
You can't read? My name Ozell Gary.
Okay. Well, I need to know how to
You spell it? You can't read?
Ozell Garin?
spell it.
Well, I just letting you know, I'm down here from Detroit, Michigan.
Okay.
I born and raised here.
Okay.
I live here in 33.
He came from Detroit, Michigan, but he's born and raised here. How does that work?
Oh, he's here at Detroit, Michigan. I was born and raised
I
here.
thought he said came from Detroit, Michigan.
Years. I thought things might would change, but I see it ain't changing no more.
Can I get you to spell your name for me, please?
Ozell, I just told you.
Ozell. Oh.
That is.
Wouldn't you like to know, Weather Boy?
This kid's shady.
Where are your parents?
I'm pretty sure that was a skit. I think there's one more, right?
The last thing is Abercrombie and Fitch.
So, you've seen the Abercrombie and Fitch models.
I have.
They're all half naked, very skinny boys.
Yes, tend to be kind of muscular.
Yes. Very defined abs.
If you wear our clothes, you'll get ripped.
Yes. So this is a story about accusations being levied. La-di-da. So
I love
Abercrombie
me
and
some
Fitch
levied
says
allegations.
it is appalled by allegations against former CEO and begins investigation. Abercrombie and Fitch says it has launched its own investigation into allegations originally published by the BBC that the company's former CEO, Mike Jeffries, exploited men for sex.
We are appalled and disgusted by the behavior described in the allegations against Mr. Jeffries, whose employment with Abercrombie and Fitch Co. ended in 2014, nearly 10 years ago. Speaking up and coming forward is not easy, and our thoughts are with those who bravely raise their voices.
Since being contacted by the BBC, we have engaged an outside law firm to conduct an independent investigation into the issues raised. Which translates to we hired a law firm to make sure that our interests are covered. The company's current executive leadership team and board of directors were not aware of the allegations of sexual misconduct by Mr. Jeffries. For close to a decade, a new executive leadership team and refreshed board of directors has successfully transformed our board, brands, and culture into values-driven organization we are today. We have zero tolerance for abuse, harassment, or discrimination of any kind.
But, over a decade ago, they did not have zero tolerance.
Yes.
8 men told the BBC that Jeffries and his partner hosted events in various locations in several countries, in which some of them were allegedly exploited for sex. At least some of the parties are alleged to have occurred while Jeffries was the CEO of Abercrombie and Fitch.
So, you're a model for Abercrombie and Fitch.
Yeah.
You pose basically in your underwear with a bunch of other boys posing in their underwear. And the CEO, who's gay, he's got a partner, he's not hetero, he's gay, invites you to a party like all over the world, so they're flying you in for these parties, and you think it's just going to be like a normal hangout party. You don't think there's going to be something going, like you're going into this all like bright-eyed and bushy-tailed?
I'm going into this innocent. I'm just like, dude, he really wants to party with me in a private villa in France.
The BBC report said the men alleged they were recruited through a middleman who used a network of recruiters and paid them from $500 to $1,000 for every referral.
BBC said its 2-year investigation includes information gathered from 12 men who claim they either attended or organized events over a 6-year period from 2009 to 2015, where sexual activities were performed for and with Jeffries and his partner, Matthew Smith.
Several of the men told the BBC they were given the impression by recruiters that there could be a modeling opportunity for them with the brand if they acquiesced. That's a big word. Always makes me think of. I can't think.
Me neither. It's fine.
Oh, Johnny Depp. Pirates of the Caribbean.
Ah, yes.
I refuse to acquiesce to your demands.
I don't remember that
think
line.
I believe that's the quote. However, the report also said the alleged middleman denied any wrongdoing and claimed the men attended the events with their eyes wide open.
As part of its investigation, the BBC said it collected emails, flight tickets, and other documentation that it says lends credence to the men's accounts, in addition to interviews done with other sources, including former household staff.
Jeffrey's attorney provided a response saying that Michael is 79 years old and retired in years past. In years past, he has chosen not to comment on media reports, documentaries, and stories of any kind as they relate to his personal life and does not plan on doing so now. So basically, no comment. That was a very long no comment. There's the guy right there.
Yeah, I don't trust him.
Yeah, he looks sus. And this is just stuff about the company, I believe. Yeah. There you go. That's one of those. I don't think anybody would be surprised.
Yeah.
I could never shop at those stores because you walk in, it's like, oh, I just feel gay. There was one store. It was along those lines, but it would be if you were a guy, the bag they gave you had like a half-naked girl on it. If you were a girl, they gave you the one with the half-naked guy on it. I don't remember what it was though. But like it was like a guy in his underwear or a girl in his underwear, depending on what you were. That's what bag you got. I think that's all we've got for today.
Kind of a short one.
I don't know. When did we start? It's been
an hour ago.
No, you're right.
Over an hour ago, I think. I don't know.
No, it's been an hour.
It's okay, I'm blind.
Is there a timer that says how long it's been?
Oh,
look at it. An hour and 8 minutes. Right on schedule.
Right on cue.
Right on cue. So, yeah, this was pre-recorded Saturday morning. We'll play it Sunday evening. And then next week we'll be live again, maybe. I'm going to Nashville next week. But just for Saturday
Better
night.
than Cleveland.
Yes, better than Cleveland. Although I don't know if the main guy that I'm going to see in Nashville is going to be there because he just had bypass surgery.
Sounds fun.
No, it doesn't. So, thank you for watching tomorrow. Thank you for watching tomorrow.
Tomorrow today?
Yes. Thank you guys for waking up early to record this with me so I can hit the road for Cleveland. Yes.
I've never seen it and I'm excited.
I want to go like wherever downtown Cleveland is and just shout Cleveland rocks. Cleveland rocks.
Why?
Do you not know the Jim Carrey show? Drew Carrey. The Drew Carrey show?
No.
You've never seen the Drew Carrey show?
I have not.
Have you seen the Drew Carrey
No.
show?
I know who Drew Carrey is.
Right. He had a show. Like now he's a game show host. And he was a comedian, but he had like a TV show.
Wasn't he the host of Whose Line?
Yes.
Okay. That's where I know him from.
And now he does Price is Right. I believe.
Yeah, Whose Line is a different host.
Yeah. He has the girl. He does that, and then he did Whose Line Is It Anyway? And then the other day I was going down just different videos, and I was looking up Whose Line Was It Anyway clips, and it really amazed me after like 5 or 6 clips how they really did the same joke over and over again.
But it was always funny.
It was funny, but it was like, oh, this one again. It's like they really had like a set of like 7 or 8 different skits that they would do, and that was it.
It was a show of inside jokes.
Yes. Yeah. So yeah, next week we'll be back. Hope everybody has a good week. Hope the Israel war thing doesn't get too bad.
As of 11:30 a.m. on Saturday, it is not too
just
bad.
starting. So far we've got Russia and Ukraine at war. We've got Israel and Hamas, not Palestine, just Hamas at war. I mean, this could be like a elevating to World War III kind of deal. If countries keep adding to the mix, it could get bad.
What's the bare minimum for World War, you think? Because I don't think, obviously every country in the world wasn't involved.
I don't know what classifies as a world war.
Like 2 or more powers?
I think it's got to be all of the major powers have to be
So that'd be
declared for a side.
Germany, Britain, Russia, America, and France.
So, in order to
China,
qualify as a world war, at least one of 3 criteria must be met.
Criteria.
The conflict takes place between multiple nations across the globe. Battles are fought in many different locations, and the war must be fought against great powers with significantly advanced technology.
So one of those 3 criteria must be met for it to be classified as a world war.
Okay, but so Ukraine's fighting Russia, which is one of the great powers.
Right, but there's only one great power. That's Russia. Russia. You have to have I think you have to have 2 great powers at least.
Okay. That makes
Ukraine's
sense.
not a great power, even though they've got all our stuff. and our
We
money.
gifted them.
I think what the great powers are Russia.
Well, that's why they're calling it
China.
a proxy wars because it's our stuff.
Yeah. Just like the Korean War was a proxy war.
Yeah. And so then you've got Israel, which has a lot of good stuff, but Hamas doesn't.
Israel is not a great
And they're
power.
not fighting with Russia, so it's not. Israel's not considered a world power, I don't believe.
No.
World power was like
They're recognized by the UN, yeah, but they're not one of the great powers.
Everybody's recognized. Not everybody, but I mean, most countries are recognized.
I think the
by
great powers, they'd be obviously Russia, Britain, and America, China, Japan, I would
China,
think.
Japan,
Germany, France.
France,
Those were the
France.
France, I could see either way. I don't know if they count or not.
Yeah.
They do. I think they're big enough that they count.
I don't think France and Italy, they're not really known for military.
Those are the last.
That's like I
two
was thinking Australia too, but you don't really think military when you think
No.
Australia.
I don't think Australia.
I mean, unless you're fighting emus.
But I mean, all those countries we listed, including France and Italy, those are all the major countries involved in World War II.
Yeah.
I don't know if France and Italy would still count, though.
Yeah.
No idea.
They're a major country, but not like a power.
So Russia, Japan, United States, China, France, Germany,
India.
India is considered a great power.
South Korea.
United Kingdom.
Well,
South
India's
Korea,
got a space
Italy.
program now.
Italy, Saudi, Austria.
What is this list? What is it?
This is a list of great powers.
From sources across the web.
A list of great powers. It should be like flight, X-ray vision,
invisibility.
What's some of them other great powers we got?
Okay, so
Sneezing.
according to Wikipedia, China, France, Russia, United Kingdom, and the United States are the great powers.
I haven't put Japan in there.
I mean, I can see why they don't, but I would personally include Japan.
Anyway, so I mean, we've got 2 separate wars by 2 separate countries, 4 separate countries, really. Things could spin out of control very easily, I think.
What if
Hopefully they
Russia
don't.
starts sending money to Hamas after when we're sending money to Israel?
Yeah, I don't know. I know a lot of countries back Israel, UK, and us.
I don't think Russia does.
I don't think Russia does. Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know that Russia has a stake in that.
But I know Russia
conflict.
did try to invade Afghanistan before we did, that was one of those, that was one of the things where they're like everybody call our politicians stupid because Russia has been trying to do it for years, and they're like you're not going to get anywhere with Afghanistan. Russia's been trying to invade Afghanistan for like a century now. So yeah, I'm not sure where Russia's loyalties are in the Middle East. No clue. Well, thanks for watching. Our little thing we do, whatever.
It is a thing.
It is a thing.
And we do it.
And we do it. We will be back next week. Everybody have a great week. Sayonara.
Have a good Sunday.
Like,
Yes.
subscribe, follow, whatever.
Yes.
Number
all that
go
stuff.
up.
Yeah, I don't care.
Wow.
This is for us.
We do this for fun.
I only say that because our numbers weren't great last week.
When our numbers are good, we want more numbers.
Yes.
When they're not good, we do this for ourselves.
This is just for fun.
Yeah, this is for fun.
So yeah. Well, I will do the outro this time. I think I messed that up last week.
You did.
And goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.